folks, thanks for joining me today. So today's tutorial, we're going to be using a rock that I made from the Happy Dotting Company. This is mold number 3, so it is a bit smaller than my normal one. I painted it black with black paint by DecoArt, and then I drew a couple of circles, actually 3, but one of them I'm not going to use. And I used my compass to do that and my General's charcoal pencil. And now I am using a ruler to draw some of the design on. And once I get that done, then I'm going to start adding all of the details. So this is going to be an element turtle. So the 4 elements. So we've got earth, water, wind, and fire. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And I'm just sketching it all on. And it's going to be on the back of a turtle. So I've had many requests for a turtle. So I thought, let's do it this way. And I'll be honest, I actually saw this as a tattoo on a, I guess it was a man's chest. And it was just pictures that I was scrolling through, and I thought, oh my gosh, that is absolutely amazing. So his was just like black, like there wasn't color added to it. So I threw in my spin on it and added the color. So that's what I'm going to do today, and you can join along with me and yeah, have some fun with this. So I put the head and the tail on to coincide with the divider line in the middle of a shell. And now I used my stencil, I guess, or like my guideline maker that you can get from the Happy Dotting Company. And I picked out my quarters. So that would be like where the legs go. But this is also going to have a compass on it. So I needed these to be specifically placed so that they were sort of at the northeast, southeast, northwest, and southwest parts of the compass. And then the head and the tail are going to be like the east and west. And then above is going to be north and south. So that comes a little bit later, so stick around for that. But as I go through this, I will talk a little bit about the paint colors that I use. So all the paint colors and the brand names that I use will be listed in the description below, as they are in every video. But these are just suggestions. These are colors that I had available to me and were the ones that I wanted to use. Does not necessarily mean that you have to use the same colors. I just picked these ones because they are something that kind of talked to me when I wanted to do this element turtle, and it just suggestion. So the color that I'm using right now is Sour Apple from DecoArt, and I actually have to give this a couple of coats because it is a light green. The black background does come through, and you can see that especially on the head as it's starting to dry. You can really see that darkness from the black coming through. So I will have to do this with a couple of coats to get a nice true color of this sour apple. But it's okay, and this is a bit of a longer tutorial than I normally post, but it's worth it. So stick around for the whole thing. I do show the finished product at the end, so you can see it completed with the resin on top. Really makes these colors pop and the design really shine. So definitely stick around for that. Now I'm going to work on the fire, and I am using cadmium yellow. And then the black that I'm using, or sorry, that's not black, that's red. And that red is called Red Alert. And these colors are all by DecoArt. The majority of my stash is DecoArt. I absolutely love the paint consistency. I love how I can blend these colors together. They're not too thick and they're not too runny. If I want a thicker paint, then I will use DecoArt again, but it'll be like the multi-surface stuff. This stuff is just your regular paint that you can get Michael's or I think that some of these colors you can find at the buck store or the dollar store. Uh, they don't have to be expensive. So um, it's whatever you have in your stash. I really encourage that. You don't need to go out and buy paint just to do the same thing that I'm doing with the same colors. I really would love to encourage you to make it your own, use your own colors that you have available, and really make this your piece of art. So you'll be seeing me now. I'm doing my second coat of this sour apple so that I can get a nice clean coat of paint on there so that the dark background doesn't shine through. And I do this for pretty much all of the colors because I'm using a lot of lighter colors, and I noticed that a lot of the black background was sort of seeping through where the paint wasn't really thick. So I have to do a second coat on a lot of the pieces of this little turtle. So, and you'll notice that that outer circle that's still drawn on there, I don't use that. So it was a little bit too big, too wide for what I wanted for the outside of the turtle shell. So that's why I ended up putting on a second coat. Oh, sorry, a third circle onto the turtle itself. So that I will eventually erase that. And I do that with a damp cloth once it's dried for about 24 hours and before I give it the coat of resin on top, because if you forget to erase those lines, they show up and everybody can see them. So, and trust me, I know from experience because I've done it. So I'm giving you fair warning. Make sure you clean up your rock before you give it a coat of resin. So now I'm doing the earth, and I wanted to do these really beautiful mountains, but I'm trying to keep it so that it's solid colors. I'm not going to be doing any blending in this. I really wanted it to have like not a cartoon feel, but more of like it's almost native art. So they use a lot of colors that are available from nature, and they don't do any blending. The colors kind of complement each other, but there is a definitive break in the colors. So that's what I'm trying to do here. And I'm just painting on the mountains, and I am using light cinnamon for the color. So while those ones dry, I go back to the fire, and I'm going to do my second coat on the fire part. So I'm doing the yellow, and then I will do the red, and then by the time I'm done that, then my mountains should be dry and ready for their second coat. So you'll see how that I'm doing this. It's kind of like in different stages and things like that. Now what I'm doing is I'm adding on some little feet for this little turtle, and I'm using Kelly Green by DecoArt, and I'm just doing 3 little triangles on his feet. And I do the same on each of them. And I will outline those eventually in black just to separate the feet from the legs. And it just, shows up a lot better. I'm also adding the same element from the feet and drawing it into the back of the turtle shell. So this is going to be one thin stripe of the Kelly Green, and then on either side is going to be the sour apple color, so that it sort of ties the whole turtle together, but actually provides the separation from the wind and fire, from the earth and water. So you'll see what I mean when I get there, and it will be very, very soon. So I just wanted to take this opportunity while I'm painting here and just thank everyone for joining me and watching me paint. I do appreciate everybody who uh, stops by and gives my video a watch. But while you're here, if you like it, I would love to see those thumbs up. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already. And if you don't want to miss anything, you want to be the first one to have this on your screen, ring that little bell just by doing a quick click, and you'll get a notification when I do post something new. I try to post once a week, usually on Fridays. And yeah, I got some really cool Halloween ones coming up. I'm so excited about those. So I hope you stick around for those. And I'm going to ask that if you know somebody that would really enjoy this, definitely share my videos with them. They may not even know that I exist. So it would be very helpful to be able to help other people that might be interested in this if you give it a share, like send it out to people. The more the merrier. Like, honestly, I do this for the love of it. I truly do enjoy painting. I love to teach it. I've gotten into doing workshops again. I'm having so much fun with doing my paintings and just bringing it to everyone and hoping that everyone enjoys what I bring to them. And if you have a suggestion of something that you would like to see me paint, please leave that in the comments below. I do read all the comments. I do reply to all the comments. So I love reading them all. Even if you just want to say hi or you want to tell me your favorite part about this video, that would be awesome as well. So make sure you do all that. So just a quick rundown of that again. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Click the notification bell. Share. And leave me a comment. Now I'm just adding a little face onto this guy. I've made his eyes closed because he is content and he's happy and feels safe. So he's having a little nap and he's just so cute. I'm really, really pleased with how this turned out. I'm very in touch with nature. Where I love to go out. I take the dog out and we go for hikes, and you can find us in the bush exploring. I love, as you've seen, if you've been around for a while, collecting rocks in the Mad River, wading in there, and the dog showing me where good rocks are and where maybe some aren't so good rocks to paint on. But I always take her wherever I go. And she's my happy little companion. So, yeah, I love nature. So this rock really spoke to me, and I really wanted to share it with you all. So I'm adding some snow peaks onto the mountains because another element is ice. So that's going to represent the ice. And now I'm going to add in the water. So when I did the peaks of the mountains, I loaded up my brush really, really thick with paint. So I would lay it down and then just do a slow swipe up to the tip of the mountain to the peak. And I did that 3 times. So it almost looks like cartoony kind of ice cream dripping or something like that. But the color that I used too, by the way, was titanium white. It is FolkArt multi-surface because I find it is true white. Like, it really is white, where if you use the DecoArt, you're going to have to do a couple of coats only because I find that it's not as thick. So that's why I went with the multi-surface stuff to do those peaks on the mountain. And then I used ocean blue, which is very fitting because I was painting the water. But yes, I used ocean blue for the water, and it's just like that little, like saw kind of appearance to it to give it the wave look. And then this color I made myself. So all I did was I took the ocean blue, I added a little bit of white to get a lighter blue because I wanted it to be not as predominant of a color because it's wind and you can't really see wind. So that's why I did it that way. And now I'm going to go in and I'm going to start doing some of the details and separating all of the different elements, cleaning things up, and all of that good stuff. So while I'm doing that, I also want to let you guys know about Buy Me a Coffee. I haven't mentioned it in a little while, and that's because I just completely forgot about it. And it is a nice, easy way for you, if you wish, to support my channel. I am working on getting some merchandise, so I've never done that before. I've got in the works a new logo for Northern Pieces, so I'm really excited about that. I will be showing that probably in the next month or two. And I'm going to start getting some merch done with that logo. So those will also be in my Buy Me a Coffee. You can find all these links, by the way, in the description below. I have links to all sorts of really fun places to go, like the Happy Dotting Company, the Dotting Center for your dotting tools, places where I get my tools and my UltraCal 30, all of that good stuff. It's also where I said before the list of all of the paint colors are, and links to all of my other socials. So my Facebook page, my Instagram. I don't have my Etsy shop anymore. Well, I shouldn't say that. I do have my Etsy shop. It's just closed because it wasn't very profitable for me. And I found that with shipping and then now dealing with all of the tariffs and things like that, it was getting too difficult to try to make things as economically value to you guys if you wanted to purchase any of my rocks. So let me know if there's anything else that, like if you wanted to purchase a rock, how you would like to do that. You can leave me a comment below as well. But just let me know. So yeah, all that good stuff's in the description. As I was yapping away, you watched me outline this turtle in my absolutely favorite gold, which is Glorious Gold from DecoArt. So I do complete outlines of just the turtle. So I do all of his legs, his head, his tail, and now I'm doing his shell. And this just sort of adds that separation, but gives it that little extra glitter or bling bling. It's not bling bling. Actually, I haven't done a bling bling tutorial in a while. Maybe I should put that in the books to do one. I kind of miss doing the bling bling, so I'm going to do one of those for you. I don't know when it'll come out, but it will be this year, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, so I just outline everything and touch everything up, and that's about it. So when it's done, I let it dry for about 24 hours just to make sure that the paint is really good and dry. I clean it off with a damp rag, so I just spray a little bit of water on it and wipe everything off that is anything that I don't want there. So like the chalk that's still around, like that outside circle, all of that will be gone, and then I can give it a coat of resin. But before I do that, I got to put the compass on here. Because it's an element turtle, I felt that I had to include the compass as well, so to give direction. And so I add on these little black stripes, and that's where I'm going to put in the main letters, so the N, S, W, and E. And then the other ones are just going to be the little lines. And you'll see that those little lines are going where those, where I put those feet, so that that was my indicators where those are to go. So there's my S, and I will do the E, or that's a W, sorry. And then the N and the E, let it dry, and then I give it a coat of resin. And then it's finished. So stick around for a couple more seconds and you will see the end result after it's been resined. And you will see that shortly after I finish touching up all of these little ticks, I guess. I'm just adding a little bit of gold just to incorporate it all with the entire design. Let me know what you think. And remember, folks, life is what you make it, so get creative.